going on, guys? Drewzy back here again talking about more card ideas for the game, and this is the second part of my little mini-series on this topic. Got some good feedback from the previous episode. Continue that feedback both on this episode and the previous episode, because I want to know what you guys think about these ideas, and if you have other ideas to provide for these couple of episodes that I'm going to do. Today I'm going to talk about some alternative cards that have not been announced that I think should be in the game, that I think would be really cool to add to this game at some point, and hopefully that people from Ubisoft are watching these videos, or watching this video specifically, to kind of get some ideas as far as characters that I think would be really awesome based on my fanship nerdiness of South Park, and that I would like added to the game at some point. Now, these are just solely my ideas as far as characters that, as far as I know, have not been, none of these characters have been announced by Ubisoft that they're going to be added or anything like that. To my knowledge, these are just my personal thoughts as far as characters that I think would be really cool to have their own cards. And so I'm going to, try to showcase the pictures in case you don't know who the characters are on the screen for you guys to kind of either jog your memory to say, oh, I remember this character from whatever, and things like that. The first character I think that would be cool to be added is Pip. And again, I'm not going to try to, not so much again, I'm not really going to go into like what types of cards that I think these could be. I think a lot of these cards would probably end up being neutral cards, more so than anything else, but just some character cards that I think would be cool to be integrated in some way, shape, or form into the game. And Pip, Pip, not huge into South Park. I mean, as far as his time within the show, he's not in it very much, but he has some value, and he's funny in some of the episodes that he's in. I think Pip would just be a cool little neutral card. I mean, they have Marcus in the game, for Christ's sake, and Marcus is barely in the dang show. So I mean, I would say throw Pip in there. Some of these characters probably don't have a long-standing run on the show and things like that, and that's fine. But I still think some of these characters would be really cool to see within the game. Josh Myers, if he was the kid that was throwing the toilet paper rolls in the episode and things like that, and he was in jail and whatnot, I just think he'd be funny to just be a card within the game. I mean, I don't really know what his abilities would be or whatnot. I just think you could make a unique card out of him and make something useful out of him. To do that, he's a little sub character that's not, I don't think I've seen him in anything other than maybe just that one episode with the toilet paper. But if he is in anything else, let me know. But I think he'd be funny just to be a card. Screw it. It's just an idea, at least. Trent Boyett. Trent Boyett, as far as I know, is only in that preschooler episode where the main boys go back into preschool and blame Trent Boyett for something that the boys obviously did. I just think he'd be a cool, like maybe a tank card or something like that, or a cool fighter card that you can make. Probably to the same level maybe as like Man Bear Pig. Maybe make him a legendary kind of card because he's just this big tough kid and whatnot. And I think he could be a unique card. That's just, again, this is just theories that I have as far as characters within the show I think would be cool. So maybe Trent Boyett. Why not? Why not have Trent Boyett in the game? How about Cory Lane? Anybody opposed to that? I mean, I think that'd be kind of a funny card to have Cory Lane in the game. I mean, again, I don't really know what he'd do, or assume he'd be a neutral card just like a lot of the other ones, but it could be unique, maybe something different. How about the sixth graders? How about any of the sixth graders? Maybe just one specific sixth grader, or as many of the sixth graders you can get, because the sixth graders have some of the best, have been in some of the better episodes in the show as well. I mean, probably do something where they get distracted by boobs or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could think of something, I'm sure, but with some of the different stuff that this game already has, I mean, why not have the sixth graders in it? I mean, I think that would be really funny. Scott Tenorman. And Scott Tenorman, as far as I know, was just in the Scott Tenorman Must Die, and maybe he's in another episode or two, but he was really kind of in the early couple of seasons of the show. So, I mean, he's kind of a dark horse kind of thing. And some of these characters are kind of that way, where they're in maybe one or two episodes and they don't really have any other viability throughout the course of the show. I think Scott Tenorman would be funny. I mean, something like that. Maybe he's weak against Cartman or something like that after Cartman fed him to his, fed his parents him or whatnot. I mean, that'd be kind of cool to have something where he's maybe weaker to a Cartman card on the field or something like that. How about the hippies? Have like hippies or ginger kids, one of those two or both, as some kind of spawn swarm unit of some kind, or maybe a spell card that had hippies involved, or the ginger kids. I don't know. I mean, they just seem to be so rampant as far as Cartman's hatred throughout the course of the show. I would think that those cards at some point are going to probably should be in the game, if not will be in the game. Dr. Mephisto. Dr. Mephisto was kind of, and I may be butchering that name. If I am, I apologize. He was kind of in the earlier part of the show and really kind of faded out. I think season 5, 6-ish, something like that, 7. He kind of fell off the course of the show. I think I've seen some concept art that has Dr. Mephisto, maybe not him specifically, but his little midget guy that he has running around that I can't think of the name for the life of me. But I think there's been some concept art off that, what I posted off the website that I posted in the last episode about Dr. Mephisto to some degree, but it'd be kind of cool to have him as a card. What about Skeeter? Skeeter's been, you know, in a few episodes. He's been kind of here or there a little bit, you know, to be the bar owner or something like that. Maybe throw beer at, you know, be a range character and throw beer somewhere or something like that. Or I don't know specifically what he would do, but I think Skeeter could be a card. Baby Fox McGeezax. Now, this one's maybe a stretch, but I think Baby Fox McGeezax, I mean, that was a funny episode, guys. If you didn't see the Pinewood Derby episode, it's one of my favorites, easily in my top probably 10 or 15 episodes of the show. I just think Baby Fox McGeezax would be hilarious. I think he'd be a cool card. Maybe a legendary, probably an epic or something like that. But I think he could be cool. I think he could do, you know, you could throw him in as a sci-fi card and make him a sci-fi legendary. I mean, sci-fi doesn't really have all but I think just the one legendary right now with the Randy, 6-element Randy. I think that's the only sci-fi. No, you got Mecha, Timmy as well. So, but I mean, you could throw him as a sci-fi legendary card at some point within the game. Baby Fox McGeezax. I think that'd be kind of cool. How about crab people? How about crab people? Wouldn't that? I mean, you got rats and pigeons. Why is pigeons in there? I don't even remember pigeons even being part of the show mostly. Rats makes somewhat sense, but why not crab people? You got man bear pig. Let's do other mythical creatures that don't make sense. I think that would be funny to do crab people. I mean, they're blamed for a lot of things throughout the course of the show, so I think they would be a funny card. And last but not least, just a character idea. How about Lemmiwinks? Why not Lemmiwinks? Why is Lemmiwinks not in the game yet? Or hopefully he is at some point, because Lemmiwinks comes up multiple times throughout South Park. Not a ton of times, but he has 2 almost dedicated episodes to Lemmiwinks. How is Lemmiwinks not a character within this game already? I mean, I feel like it's an inevitability probably with a lot of these ideas, maybe, hopefully. I mean, I don't know. Again, no one has verified any of these ideas. This is just me processing information as far as cards that I think would be cool to do. But let me guys know down below what you think, if you have any other cool character ideas. And I went through a long list of the characters just to kind of get ones that made logical sense to probably add, or that would just be funny to add. Of course, there are tons and tons of characters that Matt and Trey have made throughout the course of South Park. So I mean, there's a lot of options, a lot of possibilities within the game, and that's what's really cool. Like I said earlier, with the uniqueness of this game and the fact that South Park's been on for so long. But let me know again down below what you guys think. If you agree with some of the character choices I made or suggestions I made, or if you have any other thoughts or opinions on it. And again, let me know what you thought of the previous episode, kind of on these card ideas. And I've got one more at least that I'm considering with this kind of little mini trilogy type thing that I'm doing. And then maybe I'll probably stop with this whole card idea situation, or I might make more in the future. Who knows? But until next time, guys, my name is Drewzy.